Before we get started, Leiteval very kindly pushed through basically the entire episode, as I can tell, of Theodore's episode on the PSP. And near as I can tell, or near as he can tell, I guess I should say, there's so few differences, it's kind of weird. Apparently, my own memory is completely flawed with regards to the PSP version. Because as I've said a few times, I don't remember the PSP version being that freaking bad. There's also probably the same gameplay, like near as I can tell as well. I also did a little digging in several walkthroughs and compared and contrast. There's actually not a lot of walkthroughs of the 3DS version. No, I've decided to quit streaming just for you, Declare. There's not a lot of walkthroughs for the 3DS version in particular, but hi Evo. There's a lot for the PSP version, and none of them really seem to be noticeably different from what we just did. Aww. Sorry, a friend of mine just said something really cute. There was one big difference. The storyboarding is better in the PSP version. The animation, the cutscenes are better in the sprite version than in the 3D version, which is very weird. Let me tell you, that's just bizarre. I don't even know what to make of that. Hello, game? Hang on. Good morning, Darth Simka. Okay, so here we go. This is what I wanted. Slugtail. And yeah, no zoomed in problem. Okay, so I've looked up a few walkthroughs, and clearly this game has no gameplay, so we're going to call it a walking simulator and spit on it. Sorry. No, I'm sorry. I'm poking fun at Rex, because she's been chatting about something this morning. Several of the walkthroughs I've found all disagree on the order in which you need to do things. And I tell you exactly why. So, Rydia's Tale, for example, was originally... I'd call it DLC? I guess DLC existed at this point in time, in 2009, but it was an extra episode added after the fact. So you can do that next, or you can do Yong's Tale next. I'm just going to make this simple and go top to bottom. So, Rydia, returning to her second homeland of the Feymarch, finds its queen cold and unwelcoming. Suddenly, the Eidolon King and all his subjects freeze, as if turned to stone. Together with Luca, daughter of the Dwarven King, Rydia heads to the Dwarven Castle to investigate. Hi, Her Royal Floofness. And hi to Quack. Peaceful days have finally returned to our homeland. We have taken up the goals you strove for in life. I only hope we will receive your blessing. Are they talking to Cynthia's corpse? Oh my god. Damn you, Cain. Rydia! Is there supposed to be music here? What's the matter, Rydia? I thought you were supposed to be in the Feymarch. And also, time moves differently there, except when it doesn't. Edward. My one true love. How long has it been, Rydia? I'm so glad to see you well. And the fact that neither of us have changed at all in, what is it, 17 years or whatever? What brings you here today? Just trying to do what I can to revive the fortune of this village. Yeah, very technically, isn't the Mist Village, like, either in Dempsey's borders, or, like, right next to it? Did he just annex this place? Doesn't Damcyan have it hard enough right now? Don't worry, Damcyan has many citizens to help aid in its reconstruction. What is this, Warhammer? Let's just throw bodies at it. Those of us with power. Whoa! Okay. Chill a little there, Edward. Those of us with power, like Cecil and I, must think about more than just our own lands. We worry over the fates of We worry over the fate of villages like Mist, too. They mentioned the prince in Kaipo several times. I've always assumed it's part of Damcian. I suppose, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm not sure they ever 100% confirmed that. That's true. Baron's been annexing everywhere else lately. Look, you can be Damcian or you can be Baronian. Pick a pick. Your young highness. Oh, Edge. Right. Where might you be going? Just for a little training session. I have heard many of Eblin's great treasures are being sold for profit. And why not? What's wrong with using Eblin's treasures to help with Eblin's recovery? This dialogue is impeccable. I can only hope that proves to be the case, your young highness. Anyways, I'm off. Peace. What a very natural and smooth conversation to be had in the middle of the conversation between Edward and Rydia. I have word that Fabul is providing vast shipments of vital resources, too. Okay, hold up. Given where Fabul is, that's Fish, right? Like, it's a port town. It's one of the only port towns in the world. Or, excuse me, one of the port cities in the world. So it's just fish, right? They're just flinging salted fish across the world. Even young. It's all thanks to your help, Rydia, that we all made it through the last war. We never would have beaten Okay, and fair, I shouldn't joke. Rydia is kind of the powerhouse of the party. No, seriously. Like, she's a summoner who's a black mage. I don't know what you want from me. Anyways, hang on. I need to give a negative really quick. Sorry, give me 1 second. Just, let me just chop this down here. Yeah, Young's just got the sack over his shoulder. Just kicking across the countryside. For those of you who've played WoW, monks, right? That's true. Fabul also provides laborers. And remember, we have plenty of people to throw at the problem. I can't understand. Yeah, I don't know what she's wearing. So she's... Okay, so she's got the bustier, right? And then that's connected to her cape. And then, disconnected from that, she has a belt thing with... I forget what it's called. It's the drapery, right? That covers her private parts. And then she has really tall boots... And she's got the sleeve thing, and I'm not going to make fun of the sleeve thing. The Japanese people love the sleeve thing. Just look at Yuna. Now, her hair, that's much more terrifying. Am I sure the cape is connected? Yes, but only because I've seen it in FF14. Bragwin's wearing it right now, for example. Negative there we go. Don't be silly. The cape is nailed to her shoulders. And now this is a Dark Souls game. Yeah, so I take back my dig about nobody aging. This is clearly in the past. And you can tell because there's Cid. Calm down, Cid. Oh, wrong voice. Calm down, Cid. Can't believe you're taking this so lightly, Cecil. Remember, I've always got your back. She's been at it for half a day now. Is it over yet? Rydia. Here for the big day, huh? Has the baby been born? Yeah, he's worthless, though. We're gonna have to swap him out for some other lump of flesh. Don't worry, Cecil's been with the entire maid staff by now. He's got nine, oh, wait, she's changed outfits. 9 heirs that aren't Theodore. It's a healthy baby boy. I'm not going to comment on the fact that she's wearing an extremely white dress while giving birth. I'm just going to let that go. You did us proud, Rosa. Thank you, Rosa. Thank you. Okay, of all the terrible dialogue, something about that catches. Imagine your wife has just given birth, And the first thing you say to her is, "Thank you, wife." You know, whatever her name is. Like, Bragwin's there. Oh, thank you, Bragwin. Like, what? Who wrote this? So, does he have a name? Yes, thank you for finally giving me a male heir. Oh my god, what you don't see just off camera is 20 girls. All from Rosa. It's Henry VIII all over again. Oh, so what did you decide on for a name? Theodore. I see what you did there. Although, if we're being honest, I think he's mostly like a C, C- of a character. A decade and some odd years. Isn't it like, don't we know the exact number? Isn't it like 17 years or something? Hang on. Hold on, let me double check this, because I thought it was 20 years. But then, like, we were talking about ages yesterday, and I did the double checking. Okay, here we go. Yeah, no, 17 years. Yeah, it's been 17 years. Just to say 17. Although, in the interest of fairness, 7 is an odd number. Meanwhile, in the present... Rydia! Where's Rydia? She's off visiting her other homeland, though she doesn't make it there often, and though she doesn't make it there often any longer. Red scribbles on the page. Okay, not good. Run-on sentence, bad structure. See me after class. Her other homeland? Yes, the Feymarsh. Okay, real talk. Of all of the visuals of the DS version, which I do not like, the Feymarsh is one of the ones I do. I actually think they did a good job interpreting it into 3D. The addition of the glowing runes and, like, the mist in the background was a nice touch. I mention this because I actually think most of the brickwork in, like, the SNES or the Pixel Remaster version look better. But there's a couple of times where the DS version just kind of surprises me. So here she is now, a much worse outfit. Oh my god. What is she wearing? Your Majesty, why did you call me from my swimming pool? Oh, Rydia, my child, much time has passed since we last met. Why are you here? Okay, hold on. You literally just said, why did you summon me? You don't get to then say, why are you here in response to that? I'm sorry, can we dissect her terrible outfit for a second? So yeah, first of all, green swimsuit with the sides visible. I'm not going to critique that. That is a common swimsuity thing, and there's actual reasons for it. Let's just move on. So she is wearing a swimsuit, like full stop. And then she's got the boots, the less boots. The boots only go up to her knees now. Then she has the garters. It's the thing around her thighs, which are pretty universally a thing for, you know, lingerie. It's supposed to be sexy. That's the only purpose it exists there. And then, this is my favorite part. This is the part I take most umbrage with. She's got the full sleeve thing, but for some reason, she went all, like, torn jeans up here and shredded her the part around her upper arm here. And so... And there you go. Now, so she's got torn sleeves, or ripped sleeves, or whatever the proper term is for that. A swimsuit, garters who are holding up nothing, and boots. She's changed the jewelry in her hair. That's nice. Anyways, why are you here? Have I not made it clear enough? You are not welcome here in the Feymarch anymore. Okay. What? I'm sorry. I just wanted to see everyone. Then you have seen us. Now it is time for you to... What is wrong with you? I mean, I know the answer to that question. In case you have forgotten, you are not a citizen of the Feymarch, Rydia. As you know, you are a human being. But... can't I at least come back to visit around again? You won't even let me do that? We cannot. Rydia's like a child to us. Surely it wouldn't hurt to let her come by. Yeah, listen to Leviathan, okay? And here we see the scene we've actually already seen. What is it? No, my dear Rydia, you must leave here at once. What? Why all of a sudden? There's nothing to fear. Peace! What do you want? So, for those of you not aware, this isn't really as obvious in the DS version, but in the original 2D version, and I'm telling you this so you'll be aware of the intended mystery here, Mysterious Girl was designed to look extraordinarily like Rydia, young Rydia specifically. You can't really tell here. But that was like part of the mystery. That was part of the weirdness, right? Like, imagine you're watching an episode of Star Trek and then someone shows up and it's like, I will kill you all. And then the camera turns up and it looks a whole lot like Riker, except like he was younger or something like that. And it's like, who the hell is this? It's supposed to provoke a question. Yeah, in the PSP version, she looks nothing like Rydia, which is really weird. Because again, that was the whole point, is who is young Rydia and why is she running around doing all this stuff? Anyways. This game doesn't get credit for that mystery building because it doesn't exist! Bahamut is already... Yeah, okay, we've actually already seen this scene, so... Yeah, our young Picard. He can barely move because of his rubber suit. I suppose I should give a negative for unskippable cutscenes now, because unlike the original FF4, you can't blaze through cutscenes. So just kind of jot this down here. Put this up here. There we go. Yeah, by the way, I got a little verbose last night. It was one of my requirements before I went to bed. Anyway, so they're all stoned now. Snap out of it. You alright? Loner, you've been completely petrified! Who would do something like this? It was Blinterval! What's funny is they can keep talking, by the way. I actually think this is kind of an interesting tidbit. They can still talk to Rydia while being petrified. Actually, they did push-ups, yes. He wasn't younger, but that was still the mystery build, right? It's like, who's this? And then Riker walks up in a different uniform, and it's like... Rydia, you're okay. Oh no, they got into Valerian's stash. And he's not even here to appreciate that joke. Verana for a homeworld? Verana. How many planets are in that system, Mr. Red? What happened? What's happened to us? Hey, Venters. Rydia, help me. I'm dying horribly. Look, I'm a summoner and a black mage, not a white mage, okay? Do you see my swimsuit? Do you see white mages wearing swimsuits? Don't answer that question. Look, Rosa doesn't wear a swimsuit anymore. The reason I asked Mr. Ed is, in my experience, one of the best ways to name a planet is to add a number at the end of it and see how it sounds. Nirvana 3 just it doesn't quite fit, you know? It's like, eh. But Verana 3 isn't bad, right? Came back home to see us, Rydia, and then this happens. It's all your fault! I was just about to go on a date. I'm so sorry! I guess you could say he was petrified to go on that date. I actually like this, by the way. This is a nice touch. The shops will not sell to you because they can't move. They can talk to you. They can't sell anything to you. What I would like even more is if you just rob the place. Like, I'm going to take some stuff. What? No! That's my livelihood. Yeah, it's mine now. Bye. Why are they after us Eidolons? Well... yeah, why would anybody be after Eidolons? I mean, you'd have to be stoned. I'm gonna stop now. Get away from here. You stink. And your fashion taste is questionable. Yes, my jokes have definitely hit rock bottom. As the saying goes, if you can cast the first stone. By the way, I don't remember which version of the game, but on one of the versions of the game, you could basically destroy your progress in the Rydia DLC. Because you could save in the Rydia DLC, but it's like a different save structure. So if you erase your actual save, none of your, like, cross-game meta progress is saved, so you have to start the entire game over. Listen, because she's a girl, Von Falkenstein. Obs. I don't know. Don't ask me. 3,000 years ago, a bunch of old white dudes were scared of the fact that they had tiny dicks, and thus was misogyny born. There's your answer. So, you notice how this game has completely separate save slots for each tale? In one of those, I think it's the Wii version specifically, that is not true. So what would happen is you'd do like the Theodore scenario, right? You'd save your progress, and that save kind of contains your metadata. And then you'd go to the Rydia tale, and if you saved over the metadata, it's gone. So now, the game doesn't think you've even done the Theodore tale, or anything else you've done before the Rydia tale. It was obviously a bug. I find it amusing that their solution to that is to just give her a completely separate slot of saves. Say that 5 times fast. The home nation. Let's see. We'll call them the Evil Empire of Endless Doom. Or Eid, if you prefer. E-E-E-D. Weren't you there, Loner? I sent out a memo and everything. Nobody listens to me, I swear to God. And notice our inventory is separate too, by the way. So nothing carries over. I don't mind this version of the song. Or we're talking about how each of the songs varies in quality based on the individual song. But I think the biggest problem with this version of the song, it grates on you after a while. Like, I don't know about you guys, that pan flute or whatever that is just slowly starts to hurt my ears after a minute. Okay, so hang on. Where's the freaking exit? God, this zoomed-in camera. This is the other problem with zoomed-in cameras. This is not actually a joke. This is not me doing a bit. The less visibility you give your player, the harder a time they have keeping track of everything. It's why so many flight and racing games have a third-person camera as the default. So you can see your ship/car, and you can see everything around it. It helps you to have more spatial awareness, right? Because we as human beings have a tremendous amount of peripheral, right? Like, we can see all kinds of stuff way, 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 way over here. You can't really properly convey that in a game. That's why FPSs have had interesting solutions to this over the years. So, you do interesting little tricks with the camera to try and give you more visibility. And on a top-down game, you zoom out, which gives you, the player, a bit more of a view of what the hell you're doing and where you're going, so you can navigate. So you can think, oh, I've been here and oh, I've been here. The more zoomed in you are, the more samey things look, the less landmarks you have in order to mentally track, and the more problems you have figuring out where the hell you're going. That's hysterical, Blade Jamal. I don't remember the PSP version having that problem, but I haven't played the PSP version in, what is it, like 14 years, 15 years, something like that. There should be like an exit right here. Where the hell? Alright, whatever. Let's just leave, I guess. Yeah, good games compensate for lack of peripheral. Hi, Trihexia. Okay. Well, I can't... I don't know where to go. This is very strange. I don't know where to go. Hi, Dream Whisperer. I'm lost in the first zone. What is wrong with me? There's nothing here. This is just the chest room. This is Brigwin's room. It's not fun to poke fun when she's not even here. I'd say this is Rax's room, but I'm not sure she's at that point. She's comfortable with me poking at her like that. Yeah, you notice the score over here, Blue Felix? I feel like we're gonna be in agreement on this one. I cannot... Where's the exit? Oh my god, I feel so stupid. I feel like that idiot who can't play Cuphead and loves Mixtape because it's the best video game he's ever played. Sorry, I shouldn't poke at that. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. And this is like, this just goes back, right? And I can't go through the exit because it's like, oh, the king and queen. Why can't I go through the exit? Okay, hold up. Edge, huh? Well, we'll see. Oh no, it's a marketing strategy, Trax, 100%. A huge amount of discourse has been started about Mixtape as a marketing strategy, and it has worked. People are thinking about it and people are talking about it. And that's it. There's your lot. They did it. They succeeded. The strategy worked. Well, there's our first Cocal ore, which I was actually looking for. Jesus Christ. I am apparently just very stupid and didn't try literally the one house that had the actual exit. I'll admit this is my fault because I sort of assumed we were trying to leave, not go further down. So I kept looking for the exit, found it several times, and was confused by why it didn't work. Anyways, Rydia, why did you return? I'm sorry, Rydia. You should be in the land of humans, not here. Your Majesty, Your Highness. This is all my fault. This is just like Princess Beach. Sorry. I came back here despite your warnings, and now look at what I've caused. This is all her fault. No more. I don't want to lose anyone else anymore. When my mother died, I felt bad. And so I used these summons to prevent other people from feeling bad. Never again. Okay, can I leave now? For real, can I just... Why are there, like, eggs in this room, by the way? He's Leviathan, she's Ashura. Neither of them lay eggs. Why are there eggs with webbing? It's all my fault. I caused World War II. And I'll do it again. Yes, I continue to feel bad. Every day, I feel bad. Even now, I feel bad. Okay, can I leave now? You know, that's actually... Oh my god, Reggie, I hate you. Because you're right. Arachne was the name of the enemy in the FF4 SNES version. I need to tell everyone about this as quickly as I can. I mean, for some reason they went with webbing for this part of the dungeon. I don't actually know why. In the original, it was like this ephemeral eldritch thing that did damage when you walked on it. Now it's webbing. Look, if you want me to not make fun of this game, then I can't help you. There is no helping you. I'm sorry. Tyracon, huh? Or Tyracon, excuse me. I like it. It's got a good ring to it. That was sure worth my time and investment to come over here. It's okay, I mentioned I was looking through some walkthroughs. Every single walkthrough I found all agreed with the same point. Be careful with your gil, there's a finite amount of it. And everything is way too expensive. As I've already complained about, the shops are pretty badly designed, so that tracks. Oh my god, she has a hip sway. I've never seen that before. Look at her hips. Or maybe don't. I wouldn't have even noticed if it wasn't for the fact that she's the only thing in the game in the dark spaces, so there's nothing else to look at. Game, please stop sexualizing Riddy. I'm begging you. Okay, I'm not complaining. Why are there no encounters here? It's just weird. She is in her 30s. Well, actually, she's probably older because time dilation, but let's just ignore the time dilation thing because they do! Again, I didn't even notice this way until I was in the empty bleak space where there was nothing to look at but her. But in my defense, in my offense, I don't know. The reason for that is because I usually am not looking at the character I'm playing when I'm navigating a dungeon in a game. Like, I'm usually looking at everything else, right? I'm looking for chests, I'm looking for walls, I'm looking for doors, switches, etc. So my eyes are doing this. Anyway, so yeah, her summons don't work. You have black magic. You have lots of black magic. You don't have bio for some reason, but, you know, whatever. Oh my god, are there any... Someone brave enough, who is not me... Is there a Rydia After Years cosplayer out there who is specifically wearing that outfit? Hang on, my dear Eidolons. I promise I'll save every one of you. In side quests. See, my problem with that is I've known Rydia since she was a kid. So that's more of like the uncle slash big brother or whatever kind of a thing, right? Thank you for landing on the grenade, Von Falkenstein. Okay, what are you? Yellow jelly. Blizzard, I think? Look, if you've got that body, go for it. That's all I'm saying. I would. If I had a body, I'd show it off. Instead of a giant mound of lard. I think that's lightning. Yeah, I'm actually Slimer from Ghostbusters. Sorry. I like how they got rid of one of the best features of the DS version of the game. The thought bubbles. I was kind of hoping this version had the thought bubbles. Oh god, how do I... No, don't run. Don't run. Wow, single target only, huh? That is much less useful. I didn't mean to run there, I meant to do something else, but whatever, it's fine, it's fine. Whatever, back to real spells. This button? It is this button, okay. Hey, Valerian. Hey, Ross. Is it even worth my time? No. Let's see if... Hello? Let's see if there's any survivors of Goblonia here. Hi.
Hi.
This is my sister, for those who don't know. You know who you are, Evo!
I am off to the chiropractor, and then therapy. Kazra is running stuff back and forth between the recycling place, so we can maybe have a garage again.
We do have a lot
Yes.
to unload. So that makes sense. I like how your hair looks right now.
I don't know how my hair looks right now. I
That's
need a
cool.
haircut that sticks up.
I know I have a sister. Sorry, everyone. Spoilers for season 3. You should watch the video sometime. It's 7.5 minutes long.
Oh, what?
The one that went live yesterday. The one that you saw me working on.
Oh, that one.
Just when you're bored.
The one of the let's make everything worse.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Yep. Bye.
That goes for everyone in chat too. If you type !what if, one word, you'll get a link to it. I'm gonna leave that there for a while because I'm damn proud of that thing. One word, Lord Harriman, one word. Oh God, worm. I'll just summon. Right. What do we think a worm is weak to? Sorry, Fun Falkenstein. Water, bird, and salt. None of which I have! We'll do thunder. We'll do thunder. I have water in FF5, and what's funny is the worm is literally weak to water in FF5. That's not a joke. If you bothered to get Aqua Lung, or whatever it's called, Aqua Breath, in FF5 as a blue spell, you could pretty much one-shot the Sandorn boss. That's true for a lot of things in FF5. Go get this blue spell, destroy a boss instantly with it. That's not a complaint. I like that. Not as much as I like Giga. I don't like a lot of people more than I like Giga. But Old is a scarily good spell, yeah. And works on bosses. Some bosses. I was actually thinking about, we were talking about blue magic the other day. I think one of the reasons FF5 still has some of the best blue magic in the franchise is because it can work on bosses. It doesn't always. There are some individual bosses who actually have a specific status effect called Heavy. And Heavy prevents certain status effects from hitting them. But most bosses can be affected by status effects. And I know that sounds like such a dumb, simple thing to point out. But it's such a game changer when all of a sudden you can poison or slow or old or stop or whatever the bosses, right? Like, one of the reasons the bosses are so well designed in FF5 is because you can do lots of different things to them. Most bosses in FF5 have multiple strategies. It's great. Hi, Narset. If there's one thing that is going to carry FF5's gameplay score, it is going to be boss design. Anyways, the Falcon's gone too. Where did they go? Oh no! It's a zoo or a za, depending on your version. I must summon... Oh, ow. Okay. Whoa, hey, whoa, hey there. Hey there, hey there. Ooh. I can't do anything. I'm only the most powerful black mage in the entire world. I know, it's been 17 years. Whatever. Luca! Also, the concept of a Holy Dragoon is super awesome. Looks badass in Dissidia as well. Dissidia 2, I think, had the Holy Dragoon outfit. Haha, looks like I could use a favor right about now, idiot. I like Luca's design. That's one of the first designs I've liked in this game so far. In this version of this game. Where did you come from? Weren't you asking about her earlier? I was so bored. I want to make a few engine improvements. I'm just testing them out now. Master Sid's gonna give me a full engineer's license when he sets me eyes on this. That's great, Luca, but what about the crystal in the Dwarven castle? Is it safe? The crystal? What's this about all of a sudden? We have trouble, Luca. Okay. I don't want to talk about skin color, but why does Luca have brown skin? No, hang on. Hear me out. She's underground. She doesn't see the sun. So what I'm thinking is it's the heat. And the heat just kind of... Yeah, it's roasting, right? Like, the dwarves have darker skin because it slowly roasts their skin just being near the lava all the time. I know something was up. Oh, what do you mean? I said I was out on a test flight, but that's not the only reason I'm here. Something's definitely up. You can tell from the number of monsters suddenly multiplied out of nowhere. So I thought I'd take a... I thought it'd be a good idea to take the Falcon off and through. I'm impressed your father allowed you to do that. He doesn't really know about it. Getting him to let me be an engineer's apprentice was painful enough. Sounds much more like the King Gear I know, I'll say that much. Oh, no, there you go. It's radiation from the Tower of Babel. That makes sense. Oh, hey, look, it's a Red Wing. Even though they're all gone. Oh, no. Is that the Red Wings? No, they're all gone. Weren't you paying attention? I set one up. I do like how the Falcon is still stuck down here. Although I guess the hole would be open at this point. Since we are rivals, allow me to tell you about our tragic backstory. Okay. Hang on, let me give some negatives really quick. Is that better, Giga? I'm still debating it myself, though. I mean, obviously it's at least one, right? Because there's no form of cutscene skipping at all. But, yeah. So, what does Curse Remember do? So, easiest to explain by example. When battle starts, your default position is on the fight command. Let's say I want to use fire 3 on all of the enemies. So down, down, select, down, down, right, select, left, select, enter. Okay? So now I'm using fire 3 on everyone. If I don't have memory cursor on, it will default to fight every single time my turn comes up. If I do have memory cursor on, it will remember that I wanted to do fire 3 on all. So the next time my turn comes up, I just hit A and I'm already on use fire 3 on all enemy. Make sense? That's memory cursor. It is a huge quality of life thing that they added in 5 or 6. I know they had it by 6, but I don't remember if FF5 had it, on the SNES specifically. It's become default nowadays. It used to be. Speaking of the dwarves. I'm not sure there's much of a way to improve memory cursor. It's already very smart. And it's a toggle. So you can just turn it off. I'm not sure what could be done to improve that. I'm not a very imaginative person. We've talked about this. You need a creative type like Evo to actually have imagination. Sorry, I got a cut on the back of my ear here. And it is pleasant. That's true. Every time you use memory cursor, you get $100. I suppose technically shortcutting would be even better. Kingdom Hearts does that. Actually, Chrono Trigger started that too. Was Secret of Mana before FF6? It just occurred to me, because Secret of Mana has memory cursor too. Now, Secret of Mana has it by default. There's no not do memory cursor in Secret of Mana. So, I don't know if FF5 has it, but Psalm definitely does. Yes, it has local Valerian, which is why I gave it a negative. And a positive. Tom R has nothing. That pissed me off. Almost as much as the dancing Calcabrina. Yeah, we've actually already met Porum, or the female, I can't remember her name. One of them's Palom, one of them's Porum, and I don't remember which is which. The white mage. I don't know. Alright. Sorry for that. Okay, Porum's the she, got it. So we've already seen Porum. The spoilers, Palom is also in this. Lullaho? This is the Dwarven castle under the rule of our King Geert. Valerian? There are 4 dark crystals, and we have one of them in the castle. At least we did till that one scary girl took it from us. No. That girl used some kind of weird exotic power. She made monsters appear out of thin air. That sounds like summoning. Lalaho! I love it when NPCs have the exact same dialogue as they did 17 years ago. Listen, I know we've got a nostalgia craze, but this is ridiculous. Just proving Square was always ahead of the curve on that. You want nostalgia? We got nostalgia. By the way, this might actually be my least favorite song in the DS version of the soundtrack. The DS horns, the French horns or trumpets or whatever that's supposed to be, are weak and just a little whiny. The pitch is wrong. And that leads to any song which relies on the horns, which there are several in FF4, tends to just kind of be a little bit worse in the DS version. And this isn't a great song to begin with. I should just roll through these pots. There it is. Hello, Czar. This song is called, and I quote, Giot, King of the Dwarves. If you're paying attention, I played it earlier. Here, hang on. No. So, this is what it sounds like in the original. Give me a second. I mean, I wouldn't call this a good song, but, you know, it doesn't literally hurt my ears. Small favors and all that. And then there is the Pixel Remaster version. Yeah, it's a maze, Evo. That's why I'm stumbling around a little bit. Hi, Zach Taft. Meanwhile, Evo's trying to kill me with those puns there. That weird guy who put a drill on his airship, how's he doing? I haven't thought about him in 17 years, but... There's another ore. Oh, it doesn't smell like a chocobo anymore. See you around, Darth Simka. I've poked at a couple of softwares like that, Mr. Red. I don't think I've used that specific one. Why is Emma Frost so powerful? Her looks and her powers. Yeah? I would agree with that. If you doubt that, go image search Emma Frost really quick. Although, don't do that at work. I always liked the fact that the dwarves had a secret base in their castle. It's not being hyperbolic. It just kind of made a weird amount of sense to me that they have like a fortress in addition to the castle. Under the castle, because, you know, they're dwarves. Oh, hang on. Here, screw it. I mean, I couldn't tell you anything about Emma Frost off the top of my head, Zach Taft. And that's probably my opinion on her in a nutshell. Oh, more ore. We're getting that ore for a specific reason. It's a new currency for Rydia's Ark. And we can buy some interesting stuff with it. Oh. Moon shift. I think my actual thoughts on softwares like Chronicler, Mr. Ed, is it felt like it was the kind of thing that would be very useful to me. And then wasn't. And I don't really know why. Like, I don't actually know why. It just didn't click for me for whatever reason. Excuse me, not Rydia. We'll call her Rydia to distinguish it. Alright, anyways. Sorry for the awesome music. Oh, I guess I can't change music in cutscenes. You're just stuck with awesome music for the cutscene. Wait, hang on. Let's get like some Doom music. Hang on a sec. Father, are you alright? I was looking for a wiki, and I never really found one. My stars, that's what I want to ask you, Luca. Blundering around on that airship of yours. But never fear. My fortress was built to stand strong against bombing assaults as feeble as that one. That's a hell of a segue. It's good to see you again, King Giat. Welcome, Rydia. It's been ages. Crystal, Father, is it safe? We weren't able to protect it. It was taken by just a lone young woman, no less. What? That was no ordinary girl, though. She wielded the exact same powers as yours, Rydia. Or Rydia, I suppose. Same power as Rydia? You mean she can control Eidolons? That's correct. She used that power to shrug off my most battle-hardened dwarven guards and snatch away the crystal with ease. How could something like this happen? It's called one-up syndrome. And why are the Red Wings involved in this? Where is Cid? I hardly need to worry about that man. He is as stout and hardy as any dwarf. Ignore the fact that he's 70 now. 71 or whatever. Something's happened to Cecil and to Baron. I'm sure of it. There's no other explanation for why they bombed this castle without reason. No, I think Cecil's just the kind of guy who's like, hey, what's up? Jesus, Rydia. The wars of the past are about to spring forth anew. That much, I fear, is certain. Their forces already have 3 of the dark crystals in their hands. So the last crystal is in the sealed cave. Father, I'm going to the sealed cave. Luca, you've already put yourself through enough danger. If you go there... Oh, Father, I'll be fine. We're going alone, anyway. What? Yeah, I don't want to spoil something, Blue of Alex, but there's a later scene where they pull off some absolute bullcrap, and I'm just like, give me a break. Besides, the only way to get in was this necklace I have, right? I want to be the one who uses it this time. It's all I have left from my mother. Something we already knew. Never thought I'd raise such a stubborn child. Like father, like daughter. I know, von Falkenstein. I mean, I called her Rydia for years, but they have pronounced it. It is Rydia. So I fear this is only the beginning. Rydia, make sure my daughter doesn't get into too much trouble. Yes, Your Majesty. And I'll be here to help you out. My dear ladies, please do not overextend yourselves. We have enjoyed peace for many years, but now I'm afraid the time has come to reinforce our defenses. Yep, dwarves got it. Oh, the Tower of Babel's all lit up. I mean, I kind of forced my brain into saying Tidus a long time ago. Are those two... I told you we weren't alone, didn't I? These are Kalka and Brina. That's kind of creepy, actually. They'll be a huge help to us this time. I'm sure of it. Yep. Mechanical Doll Boy and Mechanical Doll Girl. Hang on, let me make sure the right song's playing for that. More of Sid's work. I fixed them up, actually. My airship expertise gets me a pretty long way with these things. Yeah, I work on submarines, so I built a robot. So, Tomra. You can't summon a Dolans, and you're going to need some new equipment, and fast. I suppose so. Yeah, you'll notice almost every chapter just gives us party members. I've actually already explained this in the document, but for those of you who don't read that, first of all, shame on you. But second of all, the idea here is that they copy-pasted the dungeons and enemies from FF4 so much that in a lot of cases, those enemies from FF4 were designed around you having a party of 4 or 5, right? Depending on which point of the game you're at. So they just kind of give you bonus party members periodically in after years. That way they don't have to redesign the enemies or the encounters or the tables or anything, really. I could just copy-paste the dungeons. It's very lazy. And doesn't always work out well. Alright. I'll get the in-game music going again, I guess. It's an interesting, and I actually agree with you, Blowfelix. It is a cost-cutting measure. So, you know, I'm with that. What I am not with is the implementation of it. By memory, it doesn't work more often than it does. And by the way, thank you, Game Geek, for the sub very much. And if you give me a moment, I will jot that down. For Tokyo Extreme Racer, Halo SPB3, and Naruto, etc. Okay, so yeah, they're level 5. And nobody nothing, so let's rearrange here a little bit. No, I want to... Yes, and then we'll do this. There we go. Oh, actually, let's do this first. Then we'll hit the Silk Cave. The Silk Cave is optional, just like it was in the original. Let's see if we can get some equipment for them. Foist. Because if we can get some equipment, we might be able to...
Bobby, not here.
What?
Mommy, not here. Me, Lisa.
Okay. One moment. Sorry? I am apparently the only adult in the house right now. Did not know. So, when the thing came up, they ran to me, which, you know, in fair, that's the correct thing to do. Okay. Let's see. I'll get some gear for these yahoos. Dagger. No, I said dagger, Valerian. Dagger! No! Pretty much Von Falkenstein. I would just give up right now. Boy, God, these are so expensive. Listen, if I don't have my emergency dagger... I wish I had an emergency dagger in real life. Or, I mean... I guess I do. Alright. Let's see if I can navigate out of this town while bowing. Oh, hang on, let me switch outfits. There we go. Thank you very, very much, Valerian. Let's see if I can get out of here. It's down somewhere. This way? Am I still moving? Oh god, have I hit a wall? Oh, shoot. Okay, hang on. I'm not hearing anything. Oh! Yes! I made it! Woo! Ultimate Gamer! Let me see what you donated towards. Urquan Masters, Children of Infinity, Deja Vu, and Victoria 3. Done. And thank you again, Valerian, very much. Alright, let's see how many things we can afford to get rid of. And if it's nothing, I'll just hit the cave and level a little. My master Kokol met his eternal reward, proud of the great feat he accomplished forging the holy sword. Met his eternal reward. Yeah, so he's dead. Bring me the Kokol ore scattered throughout the world, and I will mix it with items to create weapons. Okay, so... we want a dancing dagger. Which... oh, right, hang on. The other thing we want, which we cannot afford yet... oops. Is, I believe, the Mithril Hammer? Which is 4 ore. And we need a hammer. Okay. There's only like 15 ore or something, so you kind of have to be careful with this ore, too. Alright, now let's hit the Sylph Cave. Get some levels under our belt. Yeah, I guess 9 did start that, didn't it, Von Falkenstein? Because, yeah, Yuna was clearly white magey. By default, anyways. Ashe is kind of a weird exception since she's the closest thing we have to a summoner in FF12. And she's very clearly a knight. But 12 kind of breaks the rules. I don't think that counts. And 13, we don't talk about 13. What the hell does Jive do? What does Dance do? That's impressive. Just floating in midair. Yeah, we're apparently Shepherd, Mad Overlord. Who knew? Yeah, and then FF8, the summons were just steroids. Yes, give me those levels. This Lord knows I need him. I always thought I was weird, since I pretty much never used the summons as summons. The GFs as summons, I should say, in FF8. The junction system? Absolutely. Love that. Everything else, eh. What? Don't... Oh, god dang it. It's because I'm stupid. I mean, yeah, summons from 3 onwards are the big AoEs of Doom. In fact, in quite a few of the in the Final Fantasy games, the only thing that distinguishes a summon from a, just a black spell is that it's AoE. Not a dig, just a commentary. I've always found it interesting how they varied the design, I guess is how I should phrase that. Anyways, this is what the Dancing Dagger gives us. Let's get this now. In case you missed that, the Dancing Dagger does about 10 times the damage anything else does. Tricks and traps of this dungeon. I know there's several. Oh, there's another dagger. How much ore do I have right now? None! Okay. 2 levels. I suppose what I should have done in the interest of fairness is just gone to the next dungeon with level 5 party members. To demonstrate why I'm grinding right now. Because that's what we're doing. We're getting some treasure and we're getting some levels. That's our goal here. Speaking of which, why don't we... Let's swap this around a little. How to go further down. I think so? Oh god, I'm not even sure. Like, surely they give Gil, right? I can't... we'll find out in a second. Yeah, 136 skill. That's actually really low for this part of the game. Which goes back to that whole money is scarcer than it should be problem I've already mentioned. Alright, here we go. Am I the only one who uses auto battle to input inputs when I know it's the exact thing I want it to be? Because it's quicker than hitting A 3 times. Is that just me? I'm just wondering. Oop, there's an ore. Nice, nice. I thought there was another passageway here. I am wrong, though. There's nothing here. Alright, whatever. Oh, God. Yeah, all the people dumped all of their gil on restoring Eblin. Which makes no sense when you think about it, but don't think about it. I mean, that was true even in the EU Trihexia, if you think about it. Mon Mothma was always, like, the face, not the person actually making the rebellion happen. There's a reason why she became Chancellor. I will admit, I have not seen Andor Season 2, and I never will. Oh, hello. Listen, we all know that Winter and Akbar, you know, and that's fine. No judgment here, no judgment. God, I'm so low on money and everything. Alright, like right now I could afford 3 pieces of gear if I decided to buy gear, which I'm not going to. Actually, yeah. I could buy 3 bikinis. Okay, in fairness, in real life, 3 bikinis would probably cost me a lot of money. Hi, Braylon. Yep. 3 iron bikinis. Man, I don't know. Oh no, please don't kill him. Please don't kill him. Please don't kill him. No! God damn it! And now my experience is offset. Oh, that always irritates me. That irritates me so much. I even have a Phoenix down on me. Whatever. Whatever. Moving on. Damn it. No, the problem is that I'm still kind of underleveled for the point at which the game is. The power progression curve and difficulty curves of this game are absolutely all over the place. Because, again, they weren't designed. Nobody sat down and said, you know... And yeah, the game very much wants you to grind, but not always, and not always in the same way. It's a thing. The good news is, I don't have cheats for this game. I did look. And Luke is dead. That's great. We might die here. Straight up. We'll find out. I'm just gonna let it ride. I don't even care. I don't even care. Alright, Riddy is dead. Alright, Calc is dead. Alright, here it is. And we're dead. Alright, perfect! So let's see what happens when we die, because I haven't actually done that yet. That's not what I was expecting. Oh yeah, no, the game wants you to grind up items, too. You remember how we were already chugging potions on the previous episode? Yeah, that's gonna keep happening. I also have no white magic in this party. Enjoy the chores, Evo, such as it is. Yeah, it looks like the autosaves are per encounter, which, I'm gonna be honest, was not something I was expecting. I hate this cave so much. And thank you, Evo. Okay, was this the way up? God, I'm actually a little turned around now, so you're gonna... Oh, okay, I know where I am. I know where I am. Go away. Was that... Oh, the fact that each tent is different based on the character blow-off? Because I can see that. That is a nice bit of flavor. Hang on, where does this lead? Okay, I was right. Damn it, game! Category would I put that under? It's technically sprite work, and that is an aspect of story, because again, it's flavor, right? I'll have to think about that someday. Yeah, it could also be cosmetics. I mean, there's another really beautiful touch, which some people don't notice in FF6, where each character has their own animations for entering battle. Which even has some randomization to it as well, so you don't always see the same thing. Alright, let's see what I can buy. Because I don't think we're getting another piece of gear anytime soon. Unless I use the dreaded walkthrough. The AC just turned on. So hopefully that'll help me stay awake. I'm falling asleep. I swear today I'm actually going to try to go to bed early. And get a freaking nap in. I'm still adjusting. I know, it's been like 2 months. It has been an interesting 2 months. Oh wait, I was actually going to go. Ah, screw it, whatever. Let's just see how bad it is, shall we? How bad could it possibly be? I mean, yeah, 6 has some insane songs. Alright, we made it in time. The seal's intact. I sure hope so. What? If the Red Wings threw their full firepower into it, they might be able to break the seal by brute force. Well, then what are we waiting for? And why didn't Golbez ever try that? You're right, let's go. Brandish thou the seal unraveling mark, and the path to the dark crystal shall be open. We've got to get our hands on the crystal. Wow, yeah. Yeah, we've got to go get the crystal with Luca's necklace prior to allowing the Red Wings under the command of an evil person to get the crystal. So I don't know, I'm just getting some deja vu here. We'll go to the overworld with the Falcon and let the boss and everyone know about this. Are we really ready for this? Rydia! Come on! Why is Luca the one bolstering you? How old is she now? Like 31? Come on, let's get going. Up, hold up. There. And there's my auto battle setup. Oh no, she's silencing me in my party, which consists of 3 melees. These levels are coming decently fast. I'll give you that. I wonder if they rebalanced it for this version at all. I legitimately don't know. I know I tend to be anti-grind, and I am. I'm not going to be quiet about that. But I remember the PSP version being pretty grindy. Like, noteworthily grindy. Oh god, yes, she has to find her courage to cast fire to break down the ice that's blocking their path up Mount Colts. Whoa! Okay, hold up. Get up. That is hysterical, Valerian. Like, that is actually funny. I could go grind goblins to get a goblin drop. Okay, so Anders, you remember how I mentioned how the game kind of wants you to grind before even walking into this dungeon? I don't bring that for any particular reason. By the way, in case you missed this, the only reason I'm doing as much damage as I am is because I went out of my way to get an optional item that nothing indicates is even there, which I happen to know, thanks to a walkthrough, does tons of damage. Let's, run. Oh no. Oh no. Hang on. Oh, thank God. I actually thought we were locked in. I only did it once, Valerian, and that was, like, when I was in high school. I don't even remember the trigger for it off the top of my head, like how you line that up. Ah, that's right, yeah. Okay, so, yeah, we're getting our asses completely handed to us. Let's see if we can get a little bit more gear. Let's see. Wow, that's one whole additional plus to defense. Jesus Christ. Be still my beating heart. I could look up a walkthrough to see where the rest of the ore is. I'm not sure I have access to too much additional ore right now, though. If I could get a certain hammer, which is the Mithril Hammer, that would really improve Luca's damage output and do bonus damage to undead. But I don't know if I have access to enough ore to do that. Yeah, the moon phases are currently a question mark on a negative. As with so many other things, I feel like it's mostly just a half-baked idea that could have been cool and isn't. Wow, there's nothing left to buy. That's wild. Okay. So yeah, I'll show you right now. Check it out. Right now, like thrown weapons, ranged weapons, are boosted and white magic is detrimented. And each phase makes one of the four things do more and one of the four things do less. That's it. That's phases. So there's plot triggers that can move a phase forward. Every so many encounters will move the phase forward, and then sleeping at an inn moves the phase forward. So the only thing really in the player's control is sleeping at the inn. And you can line it up to be at like a very specific phase, so you get the buff that you need in order to fight the boss that you need, and blah, blah, blah. And that's about as much gameplay as involved there. Otherwise, it just feels like the game punishing or rewarding you randomly. I know it's not literally random because it's the moon. It goes in cycles, but... Oh yeah, tents do the same thing as inn, forgive me. So how many... Hang on. Let me look up some ore things, because if we can get a hammer right now... Well, okay, there's an ore right here. Let's go grab that. Let's see. Yeah, no, exactly, Blade 12. That's sort of my point, right? It's one of those ideas that you get what they were going for, but the execution is lacking. Because practically speaking, all it really means is, oh, here, I don't have what I want right now. I'm gonna go rest in an inn until I do, or a tent. Okay, how many ore do I have right now? 3. I think I need 4? Hang on a sec. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, so I need 4 ore. I need 1 more ore, and I need a hammer. Where the hell do I get a hammer? Do I have a hammer already? You know what? I actually bet she has one equipped. What do you want to bet? Okay, we're good. So I just need 1 more ore that I don't have right now. Okay, so hang on. Let's find... might have to hit the Sylph Cave again. Don't worry, I'll bring a map this time. But... there might be an ore here. None of these treasures are labeled, so I'm just kind of guessing. Nope, that's a potion. Oh, that's an ore. Okay, 4 ore. 4 ore. Alright. I am... why would you do that? She could be playing WoW, Valerian. And you're tricking her into playing FF11? Okay, Mithril Hammer. Yes. So the Mithril Hammer is a 2-hander, but we don't care because we don't have a shield for Luca anyways. It does a ton of damage and does bonus damage to machines and undead, which we'll be fighting a lot of. So that's going to be a pretty big boost right there. Hi, Dr. Winter. Alright, Mr. Ed, I have a legitimate question for you. It just sounds like a joke. It isn't. Will you ever play FF11 again after the run? Alright, what did we miss in the Sylph Cave? Not a lot, actually. Yeah, that's not what I meant, though. That's true. Like, obviously, if someone's like, hey, I need help with this, you can just pop in and be like, whatever. Assuming you're subbed. I cannot wait to unsub from FF11. I'm sick to death of it draining money out of my coffers. No offense. It's a slowly increasing frustration to me. And before anybody asks, why don't you just unsub until the run? If you're saying that you don't know what a pain in the ass it is to both sub and unsub from FF11. I'm glad FF11 exists, and I actually think it'll score better than everyone thinks it's going to. But, I will be glad to be past it. We should be good now. Yeah, that's what I thought. The Dancing Dagger counts as a typeless spell. That's funny. I was actually wondering why they've suddenly started updating FF11. And I'd love to say it's totally because of me, but no. What it probably is they're probably showing... This kind of stuff is done so they can prove that they're still bothering. Which is usually a defense against shareholders. And considering what's going on... no, Mr. Well, considering what's... Absolutely not. Screw you. You don't have that much money. You don't make enough money to make me do that. Considering what's been happening with Square lately, it wouldn't surprise me if that was actually what was happening. Okay, so I already did that, I think. Hang on. What is that, Blade Ball? It's because they're trying to compete with WoW! Whoops, I actually went the wrong way. I have a map, and I'm still going the wrong way. I'm just dumb. That's all it is. Actually, hang on. Let's just kill all of you. Oh yeah, I can see that. No, I said I'd hold off on FF11 for the people who want to be present for the run, and I am a man of my word. What was the last real WoW killer attempt? Actually, one was pretty recent. It was New World by Amazon. Some people forget that when they were first spooling that up, they were like, oh man, this is totally going to be the WoW killer. It was not. FF14 was very much not a WoW killer. Guild Wars 2, this is not a joke, actually got their foot in the door by explicitly marketing it as another game you could play in addition to WoW. Like, it was one of the first times that a big MMO was launched and said, we're not trying to beat WoW. And it was smart that they actually didn't do the such and such killer strategy like everybody else does. Okay, who can equip clown clothes? Is this you? No. It's apparently Kalka and Brina. I guess you'll get it then. Protects against Pig, Minnie, and Toad. Sure, whatever. I guess if you're already a clown, right? I would say the last real competition's the wrong word. The last real game that was like entirely marketed around being a WoW killer was probably Rift. Now, just for my own amusement, how many of you in chat have ever even heard of Rift? I've played Rift. It was actually pretty decent for what it was. Very generic, but like enjoyably generic, if that makes any sense. It was just something to turn your brain off and enjoy for a bit. Okay, so now we're here. Yep, okay. Rift was weird. It wasn't even like distinct. That's part of the problem. If I try to describe it to you, just like that just sounds like every other MMO, and that was the problem, really. My favorite thing about Rift, though, the players hate hearing it compared to WoW. Like, they don't even want to do it. It's like, there's nothing like WoW! It's absolutely nothing like WoW! Ignore the fact that it was very deliberately copying WoW at the time, and was specifically designed to be a WoW killer. It's nothing like WoW. I get it. It's just, it was always funny to me. That's true, Josh Strife Hayes is looked at. It's probably the only reason half people know half the MMOs out there is because Josh Strife Hayes did a freaking video on it. Oh, I hate him so much. If only he would die. I mean, have a long and fulfilling life. And then die. Oh, I have no idea, Zara. Whoops. I really don't. You know, I noticed there's still a US in your Incorp there. US Incorp. No, it's worse than that, Von Falkenstein. See, I don't exist. I would rather that he hate me. I would. There would be validation in that. No, I don't exist. If I fell off the face of the earth tomorrow, so few people would even notice. I have no idea, sir. We haven't had a lot of cutscenes, so... See, I suffer not from a rival or a nemesis. I suffer from irrelevance. It's that old Eldritch Horror thing, again, right? Yep, here we go. Yeah, we have. We'll see if it happens, because we do still have a few cutscenes to go through. At some point. Wait, he had a I hate the left rant? Really? Yeah, that's worth it. Yeah, hang on. Do I need to, like, suddenly consider him blacklisted? Is that where we're at with that? I might have to do that, huh? Hey, off the deeper end. I thought it was... Oh, okay. That also protects Get Pigman into... Well, whatever. What else we got here? Bomb print, nothing else. Yeah, he might have been... I don't know. I don't have context. I haven't even heard of this. I actually don't watch him. If I wanted an MMO opinion, I would turn to myself. Okay, so that was that. Yeah, we're almost done. Really, we're about halfway through. No, nobody actually talks about the Trash Goblin off the deeper end. Okay, so I already got that, and I already got that. Listen, Valerian, listen. I just want Rex to die, okay? Is that so much to ask? I just think maybe, maybe we should have a... I can't even say this straight, man. Maybe we should have a conversation about it, right? Oh no, I'm actually pretty happy. It's actually one of those wonderfully horrible things, right? On the one hand, I hate how irrelevant and pointless I am. And I do. It bothers me how few people, like, watch anything I put out, right? On the other hand, that is a whole hassle I do not need to deal with. Like, some of the stuff some of them go through is just kind of, whew. Alright, so, Valerian, of course, is Emperor Valerian, Dynast King. Lives at 335 Wraithwall's Tomb. Okay, so where am I going here? I think I already got these chests, because we did this last time, but I'm just going to double check really quick. We got that one. Yeah, good luck getting there. Looks like I did not get that one, actually. Oh yeah, Reggie? So he stopped being the CEO of, or president, excuse me, of Nintendo of America. And now he just plays Star Trek Online all day. Sorry, Reggie. Had to dox you. Okay, so we got that. Hang on. So now I want to go here. Listen, nobody would play Star Trek Online now. Right, Reggie? You wouldn't want to see anything happen to your MMO, right, Reggie? It'd be kind of a shame. Something to happen to all your Zenny. Actually, STO is still perfectly playable now, if anybody hasn't played through it and doesn't want to just watch my playthrough. It is an undead game, but it's one of those weird asterisks, because an undead MMO still means an MMO you can play right now and still enjoy. Now, there's a much worse version of that, which STO has been slowly descending into for a while. But they're not there yet. Oh, that's nice. Tor's there, too. Hey, Grand Spectre. The greatest of all specters. Where am I? So I'm here? Oh, whoops. Nope, this is not where I want to be, is it? No, this is right, this is right. I know, right, Valerian? Which is just a bizarrity. I mean, something... I've actually told people this as advice when people come to me saying, what do I want to know about streaming? If you get one person in your stream who is chatting with you, you are winning. That's not a joke. That's not hyperbole. That's not trying to be depressing. Some people think that viewing figures is everything, and those people are incredibly wrong. Engagement, like it or not, is actually more important. And on a stream, engagement is people talking. There's a reason why I actually track people who talk in my streams rather than how many views I have. I couldn't even tell you the most views I've had for any stream other than the Halo stream, just because I bothered to write that down. Or the Stardew Valley stream, because that was 8,000. No, I keep track every day, every single stream, I keep track of how many people talked in my stream for that stream. Much more useful metric. Or, yeah, seriously, if you have 50 people who show up and talk regularly, yeah, that was Co-Carnage, for those of you who aren't there for it. I was streaming Stardew Valley over Christmas. I actually had my sister on a call, so we were both talking. And I said, I think I'm getting raided. And she thought it was the cops who were doing a, what do you call it? The horrible thing that people do. Swatting, there we go. And I'm like, no, it's a big streamer, because I knew who Co-Carnage was. Aww. The Sylph is just thinking about Yong, if you know what I mean. Yeah, no kidding, Red Spectre. Sorry, I'm debating who to put this on. Well, I guess there's only one choice, so okay, never mind. No, Zara, I actually have a completely separate program which tracks how many people type. How many distinct names, by the way. Hi, Ben One Eye. How many distinct names are in my chat? Oh no, I actually went back and watched his stream when he decided to raid me, Co-Carnage. Yeah, I use Python. I use Python for a lot of things. It's one of the only languages I know of any substance, along with assembly, which isn't very useful. But anyways, I actually watched his stream. Some random dude, I didn't even recognize the name. So he was like, "Who should we raid?" And people were suggesting a bunch of people, and he was just like, "Eh." And then someone recommended Lore Runner. And he paused for a second, looked at it and said, okay. He's streaming Stardew Valley, okay. And they decided, everyone go raid the Lore Runner. It was so wonderfully low-key. It was nice, though. My one and only regret. And no, I didn't get any big donation. I got a bunch of subs. Like, a lot of subs from that. That month's Twitch bill, or Twitch income, was not insubstantial. Like, I made a few $1,000s off that. But, the thing is, nobody stuck around. And I don't mean to sound ungrateful, but I was kind of sad that nobody stuck around. I guess I was just memorable enough. Okay, so we've gotten some gear. We've gotten some everything. How many cocoa? We only have one ore right now, so let's not even worry about that. Let's just go ahead and do the actual next dungeon. And hopefully not die this time. I know, Vunvox, I know. I'm well aware. I actually kind of deliberately am not mainstream. Like, mainstream's a formula. Anybody, literally anybody, could do mainstream. There is no requirement for it. There's no barrier to entry other than just doing it. I could be mainstream. I don't particularly want to be. I just threw together an 8-minute video making fun of FF4 because I wanted to. I can do that. Someone mainstream can't because they can't afford to fall off the treadmill. Among other problems. Okay, so Sealed Cave. Woo! We might actually be ready to do the first dungeon. Speaking of which, let's give a whole bunch of negatives for everything we just did for the last, like, hour and a half. Oh yeah, that's the other problem. Again, there is no barrier to entry to being mainstream, and that's the problem. Anybody can be mainstream, so everybody is. Like, don't mistake me, there's some big-name streamers and YouTubers who are legit. Let me be clear, they're the exception. Yeah, no, the joke I always say, Blade Terrell even just repeated it, her royal floofness, is, I am trout-flavored yogurt. If you want trout-flavored yogurt, I am the best trout-flavored yogurt on the internet. If you don't... Speaking of Off the Deep End, let's promote today's game. Oh god, I don't have anything nearby. Final Fantasy IV After Years. The surprisingly terrible game, which I'm about to give several additional negatives to. Not a corporate shill, push-ups. Or a garbage human being, or worse, because it goes down from there, right? Like, I always feel the need to remind that there's this gradient of bad, and it's a pretty wide gradient, right? Like, Rick Berman was a piece of crap, but he wasn't literally a rapist like Roddenberry, to use a specific example. Like, it goes down. So for those of you not aware, trout-flavored yogurt is a thing from Earthbound. What I've always found funny is the localization of Earthbound is such a fascinating story that I won't bore you with right now. Yeah, no, it keeps going down off the deep end. It can always get worse. In the original Japanese, it was strawberry-flavored tofu. Now, I don't know how many of you out there have actually had tofu. That sounds pretty good to me, right? That sounds cool. Okay, I'm with that. And they decided to localize that into English into trout-flavored yogurt. Now, this is actually an example of good localization, because the specific reason they used strawberry-flavored tofu was because Itoi himself, or not Itoi, excuse me. Oh god, I can't think of his name also. The guy behind Earthbound, behind the Mother series, hated strawberry-flavored tofu. Despised it. Right? Like, it was the kind of thing you just, get it away from me. Just hit his gag reflex bad. So when they were translating it to English, they were like, well, this isn't going to translate, so we need to come up with something vile. Anyways. Moving on. Type up more there. And yeah, no, exactly, Valerian. Rick Berman is not a good human being. Let's be very clear about that. I do not want to come across as a Rick Berman apologist. However, on the gradient of bad, he was pretty far up the curve, not down. There is a lot worse than him, even in Star Trek. What is that? What did you just do to me? Oh, I can't remember what it's called. Yeah, exactly, Valerian. Like I said, it's a gradient. Now, speaking of gradients, thank you very, very much, Grand Spectre, for the subs. I do appreciate you, really. Quite literally, people like you are the reason I continue to be able to do what I do. For those of you not aware, I have a very unique model. I call it the Mary C. Cole economic model. The way it works is the people who can afford to give, so the people who can't don't have to. And so I effectively do this for free because you guys give me money so that I can do things like pay bills and eat, right? Like, nothing I do is money gated. Not really. No, yeah, for a long time I didn't have dealer's choice. It was years before I actually acknowledged the concept of dealer's choice. And if you remember, dealer's choice was used as a customer support thing, customer service thing, for more years. It is only as recently as, I think, last year, I want to say, that I started actually putting dealer's choice towards games I wanted to play. Grand Spectre, you didn't put that towards anything. Speaking of which, so if you want to put that towards up to 3 things, please let me know. And yes, I do have a Patreon. That is for people who just want to, you know, drop money every month and say, hey, you're awesome. And I appreciate every single one of my patrons, too. I have heard a lot of people, including my terrible, terrible father, tell me many times that I should be paywalling everything. No. Like, very little would completely destroy whatever goodwill I have than deciding to paywall streams and videos and whatever else. Okay, I think we're good. I should be able to... 10%. Well, that's what the VOD channel is there for, Red Spectre. Okay, so that's going towards Eiyuden Chronicles. Oh, 100%, Reggie. Hi-Fi Rush. And Pokemon Gale of Darkness. Done. And thank you again. Yeah, how do I loot box a stream? How do we do... Let's get creative. Let's come up with the most horrifically evil, corporatized way to loot box streaming. Okay, hold up. I've already got an idea. So you pay, right? And if you pay, you get a random, like, string, a random text, email, something like that, right? Set up a whole custom thing for this. So you pay money, you get a randomized code back. That code might be the view code, because you can set private streams and then set a password for it, right? So that code might be the correct password that allows you to watch that particular stream. Hang on, I think one more dagger and I got this. One more dagger, Blade. I just need one more dagger, quick! Okay, we're good. Whew. I didn't buy potions. I am so stupid. I'm not used to having to buy potions, because I'm an idiot. Look at that. Oh, whoa, okay. Okay, so let's blow that one there. Ah, let's hit the wrong button and waste a potion, of which I only have one now. Listen, we here at the Lore Walkers support lazy people. Actually, you want to hear something really strange? Oh yeah, let's check out her healing abilities. Let's see here. So here's our mages. You can tell there's only one mage present because it's Rydia. Actually, I think she can do some damage, or some healing with her special ability. So I could switch the dagger to him and have him do the dagger and have her do whatever her jive is. Eh, sure, we'll play around with that. Next battle. Once you're in, you have to pay an additional fee for your name to be mentioned on stream. Isn't that what I already do? I'm kidding. No, you know why I say thank you every time? Every time? Two reasons, and they're kind of connected. Reason number one, I am thankful each time. I have a very long-standing rule of not, saying thank you if I don't mean it. Reason number two, duh? It's basic common courtesy. I don't know what else to add to that one, I suppose. Whoops. No, nobody says anything funny. Nothing is funny. Nothing is funny. Except for the fact that I've been thinking lately, and this is not a joke, that I'm not sure laziness actually exists. No, I've really been chewing on this thought lately. And you're probably thinking, what? But hear me out for a second. There's an old saying a friend of mine reminded me of recently, which is, pain makes you lazy. Now, if you don't know what that means is if you're in a lot of pain, if you have health issues, right? Or like part of you is broken, or you don't have good joints, or whatever, right? Some kind of health issue. You aren't going to be as physically active. So you tend to be a little bit less healthier, and you tend to be a little bit more overweight, and blah, blah, blah. Pain makes you lazy because you don't want to go to the park. You don't want to go for a bike ride. You don't want to get out about do things because it hurts. You with me? And I sort of started oh, Jesus. No, it's not lazy. You're getting my point here. And so I started thinking about it. I started thinking about every case of something where someone was like, lazy. And I'm like, well, that's not laziness, that's depression. That's not laziness, that's lack of motivation. That's not laziness, that's being in a bad situation. That's not laziness, and so forth and so on. And I'm like, I was actually having trouble coming up with something that was lazy. And I started to wonder if, and again, I don't actually have an answer, it's just something I've been chewing on, if there really is no actual such thing as laziness. Like someone who just straight up, for no external reason, for no other thing, is just like, I don't want to do anything. And I don't mean just chilling either, that's different. These stupid doors. Like, if I had a hard day at work and I come home and I just want to chill, that's not lazy, right? Yes, that was a healing road. No, exactly, Yada. That's you get where I'm going with, right? Like, you get where I'm going with this. It feels to me like lazy, which is a derogatory, right, is just being used as an insult word rather than actually figuring out what the real problem is and trying to address the actual core issue. You just tell someone, oh, you're just lazy. Well, what if they're tired? What if they literally are low on energy? What if they have I'll give you a specific example. I know someone who everyone called her lazy for forever. She had anemia, lack of iron in the blood, which was dragging down her energy levels constantly. Everyone just called, oh, you're just lazy. No, she wasn't. She literally had low energy because she was lacking iron in her blood. Sorry, forgive me for going down the rabbit hole in this, but again, it's just something that I've been thinking about here. So hang on. No! And yeah, chronic fatigue is a thing. What's it called? 24 rhythm or whatever it's called? There's a specific form of a sleeping disorder which prevents you... Hang on. Which makes it so that you drift in your sleeping schedule, which screws with you because your melatonin levels are off. And so, like, day and night for you shift periodically. I know 2 people who have this personally in my life. Where's the... Oh wow, that is an AoE. I honestly did not know that was an AoE. That's why I didn't even bother Blade Roll. Okay, yeah, that's our healing. Yeah, I was gonna say, what time is it for you, Reggie, right now? Oh, I hate these fights. And of course, he keeps targeting my main damage dealer because he's a dick. Oh, hey, look, Czar! You did it! You broke it! You did it! Hang on. It's okay. I got you, fam. We learned pig! Woot! How completely useless. Whatever's behind this door better be worth it. If I could get a second dagger now, that takes 3, right? How many ore do I have? 1. Oh no, we lost Czar! No! Mage's Clothes. Can we even equip that right now? We can. Wow, that lowers our speed. Holy shkamoly. What? No, I'm not even joking push-ups. I'm really not. This is not a gig. This is not a joke. It is something that's just been on my mind lately, that I'm not sure lazy is really a thing. Like logically speaking, with 9 billion people, surely there is such a thing as an actually legitimately lazy person out there, right? Like just by statistics. But in practical application, almost every time someone says, you're lazy, I don't think they are. Like, I'll use another example. I knew a dude who was a work-at-home dad, who was a single dad, right? 2 kids. And he was, and people called him, especially his parents, constantly called him lazy. You know why? Because he had a full-time job while being a single dad. Right? I probably don't need to continue explaining that, do I? Checking our inventory here. I've been called lazy. Me. I bet you every single person in chat knows how stupid of an insult it is to level at me. Good, off the deep rim. Not the former part, but the latter part. So let's see if we're set up properly here. We should be. No! Why? Why? Okay, fine, whatever. I mean, honestly, I don't want to sound negative, but I imagine at least most people in chat understand what it's like to be in constant pain. And that sucks. I wish none of you understood what that's like. I think the most recent time I was called lazy was a couple months ago. It was someone who was mad at the fact that I wasn't doing ruminations anymore, and that made me lazy. It doesn't help that lazy is also an insult word, aka a word that actually has no meaning, it's just there to insult someone. No, I unfortunately understand that off the deep end. Military and medical, right? Listen, lazy Larian. Lazy Larian. Okay, now we're set up. Oh no, it's right there. It's Valium. It's right there in the name. Valerium. Yeah, Spaceballs. Prince Valium. Yeah, anyways. I think it was Prince Valium. What was his name in Spaceballs? Prince Yawn. I don't think I want to fight any more of these stupid doors. Is there any more ore in here? Hang on, let's pull up Ye Olde map. Oh wow. So check this out. This first door has nothing. Second door has an enemy. And a battle axe. I don't want the battle axe. Third door has some items. Fourth door has a potion. Fifth door has a save room. Sixth door has a potion. So let's do... They're the same as they are in FF4 proper, Rihanna. You fight the door. It's a door that just has a instant kill you attack. But as I just mentioned, some of those doors lead to nothing. Because everyone loved FF2, right? I mean, I loved FF2. this is 3. I don't care about 3. Let's go to 4. This might be worth it. Well, no, let's go to 5. The joke there, for those of you wondering, is that back in the day, the SNES version of Final Fantasy IV was referred to as Final Fantasy II. Therefore, speaking of people enjoying the video game Final Fantasy II is making a joke about Final Fantasy IV. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I am the Ball Runner. Wow, we did not kill him before he killed Rydia. Wow. I thought we had that. Oh no. No. Okay. Well, that's sure, I guess. What? It's okay. Well, we did just get that Phoenix down. I don't know how FF2 Pixel Remaster will review. I actually had the opportunity to play it during the non-dark, during the void that I had recently, and I decided not to because I wanted my impressions to be fresh when I finally stream it. Having said that, I also want to review, and in fact, the next FF I want to review is Final Fantasy II on the NES. Because I anticipate that'll be the other worst FF that we cover. Yeah, after 11. After we get through the queue. FF11 isn't an FF, it doesn't count. I think so, Valerian? Yeah, exactly, Alpha Dreamer. That's just my mentality in general, in life. I am too, because kind of like FF1 on the NES, I actually know FF2 on the NES pretty well. So I already know a few things that are going to make that playthrough much less frustrating. I'll also tell you a couple of stories while we're going through it. And yes, I was one of those idiots who went to Mysidia first. Oh no, FF3... So, here's the funny thing. If I wanted to add one last bad FF to the list, I would add FF3 DS. But I kind of don't want to review it. I kind of want to just not even touch that, you know? Because I kind of don't care, and I don't think anybody else does either. I don't know, I'm still kind of torn on that. Yeah, I have also already streamed FF3DS and proven that it was pretty bad on camera. Having said that, if I do ever feel like filling out the bad FFs, FF3DS is right there. I did not know that, Valerian. That's funny. FF15, I don't think would score particularly well. Like, I think it would be a net negative game, but I don't think it would be as bad as any of the ones I've just mentioned. Now you got me curious, Blue Off Alex, because I actually remember the NES version of FF3 pretty well, and it was fine. Like, other than the obvious outro, I don't remember any major issues with it. I mean, okay, you want my opinion of FF15 right now? Because I can give it pretty... I've thought about this a lot. I've streamed the game twice. FF15 is like Star Wars Episode 1. No, hear me out. Hear me out. Everyone bashes Episode 1, and for good reason. But what I've noticed over the last few decades is that if you sit and think about it, almost every person can come up with at least one thing about Episode 1 they really liked. Not memingly, not ironically, just something that was actually really cool about that film. Sometimes it's something flashy like the Duel of the Fates. Sometimes it's like the Bunta race, right? The Bunta Eve. Sometimes it's some of the story building. Sometimes it's the visuals. Maybe it's the acting. Maybe what they did with Maul. Like, you get my point, right? There's usually at least something you can point to in FF15 that you really like legitimately, unironically like. It's just, it's surrounded by the rest of Episode 1. And which is aggravating for you tends to vary, in my experience. Okay, so... Yeah, actually, Mr. Ed, I agree with that. I don't think Episode 1 will score in black, Lamentation territory. It has many, many, many issues, but it just has too many weirdly good parts. We'll see. Episode 2, I have less knowledge about Episode 2. I have less experience with it. So, we'll see. And yeah, to get into specifics, to go back to FF15 for a second, the Principal 3 cast, yes, I said 3, not 4, are really good. They are well acted, they are well animated, they are well written. All 3 of them have an amazing dynamic with each other. Sure, whatever. Hey, an ore! What are we up to now? 2. Wow! And yeah, exactly. FF15 still has some good music. FF15 still has Darren DePaul nailing it like he always does. FF15 still has the Principal 3. There are even some aspects of the open world section which aren't total garbage. I realize that sounds insulting, but I mean that with total sincerity. There are parts of FF15's, like, open world section that are actually pretty cool. Good quests, good side hunts, fun little minigames. The fishing is legit, Yeah, exactly, Heroic Lucas. I will admit I have a great deal of a personal... Not a dislike of FF15. FF15 brings up bad memories, and that's not the game's fault. And I know that. It is also an extremely flawed game. I could go down the list. But, I only have to say one thing to really explain FF15's flaws, and that is core combat. I know you could argue that FF games aren't exactly known for their in-depth combat. I would argue against that. But FF15's combat is, I think, the most brain-dead combat we have ever seen in a Final Fantasy game. I've heard some people try to compare it to FF13's, and I fundamentally disagree with that, having just played FF13 not too long ago. FF13's combat is strange, but once you realize that what you're actually doing is selecting your paradigms rather than selecting your spells, and then auto-battling, because you set up the auto-battle properly, that suddenly changes the dynamic of it. And if you were watching my playthrough of FF13, I was constantly swapping paradigms. And there was little tricks and tips you could do to make your menuing faster, see around below, Felix, and all kinds of fun stuff like that. What I'm trying to say is there is a core combat that I actually think is good in FF13. In FF15, there's not. I agree that you could turn FF15 into good combat. I know this because I've played FF7R1. Time. So it has to do a Gladio impression. Hey, loser! What's wrong? Are you sad that your dad's dead? Well, pick it up, Cupcake! Oh! I just realized that's in this game, too. Oh, absolutely off the deep end. You'll notice I'm focusing on the combat, not the enemy design or the boss design. Because, yeah. Listen, only weirdos like Oh god, somebody asked me my favorite turn-based combat earlier, and I didn't answer. And now they're gone! I think it was Saber for Wife asked that. Shoot, no! They're gone. Oh yeah, sorry, I gotta have a cup of noodles. Man, after a long day of shaming the prince for the fact that he's such a little pussy, I love me some cup of noodles. So, this is going to be a little repetition for some of you. There are actually several. It really is in this game. Biggs and Gladio are the same character. Changed my mind. There are several types of turn-based combat. And I always have trouble enumerating them because I'm an idiot. So there's static turn order. That's D&D, right? That's Dungeons and Dragons. And it's also round-based. So static turn order, round-based. If you've played Baldur's Gate 3, you know what that is. Okay? So there's this range here, and this is the round. Everyone gets an action before the end of the round. In other words, you can't, like, double up. You can't go 3 or 5 or 18 times before everyone else has their turn. Everyone goes across the round. Next round starts. We have initiative, okay? It's your basic initiative order. I'm not, in the FFs, I'm actually not sure if any Final Fantasy has that. Now that I'm saying that out loud. I don't remember how they exactly do the initiative. I swear it's random. Which brings me to the next thing, which is very similar but slightly different. It's round-based but random initiative. In other words, Jesus Christ, Mr. At that, of all things. Every single time the round comes up, everyone gets one action per round, and each person rolls for their initiative position every round. FF1 and 2 both do this, for example. So, you know, the round, you give in all your actions, and then everyone goes in whatever order they ended up in, right? Make sense? Then there's We Go, You Go. I feel like FF3 does We Go, You Go. It's actually a very simple system. One party puts in all their actions, and then the other party puts in all their actions, and it just goes back and forth like this. So there's not really initiative in any real sense of the word. It's just you go, and then they go, right? I tend to not like that one in particular because it has a tremendous impact on what you can do, and is really easy to just be completely bodied through no fault of your own. Then there's what I personally refer to as true initiative. Final Fantasy X and Tactics both actually have the same system. Not a lot of people know that. And 10 and Tactics both use true initiative. True initiative is there's a timeline, and your speed stat determines when you go next. There's no rounds. Rounds are gone. It's just who goes in what order. And so it's a simple system, but you can see when most games don't use it because it's a lot of paperwork under the hood to keep track of. So what it does every single time you do something is it looks at your speed stat, and it looks at the delay value of the attack you're doing. Take speed stat, subtract delay value, add to timeline. And that's when you go next. Make sense? So, to make up numbers, if I put in a regular attack and that puts me at 15, and then the enemy is at 13, then 13 up here, the enemy goes next. So I attack, then the enemy goes, then I go. Right? But if I do an attack that puts me at 10, I attack, and then I have another turn, because I'm at 10 they're at 13. And yeah, this is FF10 and FF Tactics. Both of them do this kind of system. Now, I tend to like that kind of a system. There is one huge flaw of it, and that is it makes speed king. Speed is a god stat in both games. And anything to do with that can lean into that pretty heavily. By the way, Pokemon Arceus also had this same system, by the way, to use another example. So, in general, I do think True Initiative is probably my favorite system. It's just, you got to understand that when you're designing a game like that, you are pretty much guaranteeing that speed is king over everything else. And yeah, once you get access to quick hit, which actually reduces your delay rather than increases your delay, you're going to be going like 5 or 6 times, even if you're not min-maxing, before the enemy goes. Exactly, Dr. Winter. Exactly right. And yeah, sorry, that is the last turn-based system, which is AP-based. AP-based is exactly what it sounds like. Oh no! What it does is you have X amount of AP per turn, and you can do whatever you want to with that AP. Once you run out of AP, next person's turn. And yeah, the reason, I've always felt that the reason so many people use Riku to be overpowered rather than anybody else is because of that, off the deep end. Exactly what you just said. Sigh. Oh god, do I not have any Phoenix Downs now? Oh no! Oh. Okay. Let's see if I can do a res dance. There's an Esuna dance. That doesn't help. Oh yeah, my favorite thing to do was to turn either Yuna, because she has this wonderful sound effect, which I'll always remember, is just conk, like you're just smacking something with a metal pole, or Lulu into a melee death machine. Because Lulu is even funnier. She just puts down a little doll and it goes... Bam! 99999. Is there a boss at the end of this dungeon? There is. Okay. This is, bad. Game? This is gonna suck for a minute. I don't have any Phoenix Downs, and it's go wait. Just do tense res in this game? I guess we'll find out. Dude, the funniest thing, when you're fighting Sin, when you're actually fighting Sin, and you have Wakka, it takes so long for the ball to reach him. It's like 10 seconds of... Phew, and then it bounces off of Sin a mile away. Plate mail. Oh, that's you. That is a huge buff. I'll take that. Yeah, this Sphere Grid needed a polishing pad. That's probably why the international version even exists. Dude, that man, he's basically Bullseye, right? Yeah, Wakka's the artillery, exactly. Anyways, this dungeon sucks. For pretty much all the reasons it always sucked. It's probably objectively the worst dungeon in FF4. The troll rooms, the stupid doors that are just a Phoenix Down tax because it is possible to kill them before they kill one of your party members. But it is clearly not designed around that eventuality. It's just, no, you're dead, bye. Then there's the fact, this is actually another little extra screw you, not a lot of people know. So if you kill the door, you actually get more experience in Gil and whatnot than if you kill the monster that it summons. If you don't understand, what that means is, if you don't kill the door goes away, you get nothing from the door. And you have to fight a monster, which gives way less experience in Gil. So you lose a party member for less reward. Yeah, that's another thing. In the previous time we did this, We had a frickin' white mage. This is just a trend with me in Final Fantasy games, Blitable. We had a white mage who could res. Like, there's a reason I'm just running from everything. It's because I don't have any Phoenix Downs on me. You could argue that's my fault. But the fact that the game requires this level of grind and prep... Keep in mind, this is functionally the first dungeon of Rydia's Ark. We are 3 hours into this. And the sheer amount of grind and procurement we had to do just to be able to walk in here and actually not die immediately is stupid. Oh, well. I'm sure it'll be a different boss at the end. Right, guys? Right? I mean, they wouldn't copy-paste the same freaking boss fight. That would be silly. Alright, moment of truth. I'm actually going to save first. I think you're right, Reggie. I think they... So this is something I've seen Fire Emblem do as well, for pretty much the exact same reason. You have extra grinding because, you know, it's a DLC chapter. Oh, thank God it rest. It's a DLC chapter, and you're supposed to grind more. You're supposed to go do more. It's here to give you more time playing the game. Not meaningful time. Just time. What's the estimated time I have down below just now? That's hilarious. I did not know that you could do that, Blarin. Snow. Jedi Survivor. Sonic Adventure DX. And Dispatch. And thank you. And, look, check it out! Pillars of Snow. It's what if FF4 was a bad game? Really, Pillars of Snow. I'll make a mental note to double back on that. I should double check something while we're here. You know, I just noticed something. This is the first dungeon of 2 in Rydia's Ark. Not counting the Sylph Cave, which is just the grind spot. If we even count the Sylph Cave, that means there's only 3 dungeons in Rydia's Ark, and we're still 3 hours into this nonsense. I should also mention that, once again, I'm using a guide, which means I have things like the Healing Rod and the Dancing Dagger. Like, I'm basically cheating. Not literally cheating, but, you know, I have access to kit I should not have at this point in time. Or I say should. That most normal players would not have access to. Perspective. That's all I'm mentioning that for. Well, let's fix Brina's attack. Yep. So let me jot down some negatives. Yeah, I look forward to having to change my mental map of someone's name again. Y'all keep changing your names, God! Do you know how hard it is to remember that? To remember someone's name, and then they're like, oh, by the way, my name changed. It's like, okay. I respect you. I will acknowledge your name change. Look, Incorp. The Incorp formerly known as the U.S. Is what your name is now. I've just decided. That's it. You're done. Oh, god damn it. This is not where I want to go. Oh, absolutely, Bladesville. 100%. UK and core. Sorry, Lord Paramount. Okay. What's the name of those stupid dimension doors? Is it just Dimension Door? Dude, Off the Deeper End is such a cool name, though. In fact... Hang on. Hang on. Gotta find it. I'm not sure what playlist it's in. Is it not here? Why is it not here? Hold up. What? There we go. Okay, okay. Ahem. Not the version I wanted, but we'll live with it. Maybe? No, that's it, that's it. Okay, we're good, we're good. My songs have got to be labeled wrong. Very appropriate music for this fight. My song names have got to be wrong. Because I don't see it here. Like the actual original version I was looking for. How else would it be called? Oh god, probably Blade to All. Oh sure, now there's a save point. I got plenty of gil now, too, so I can buy a bunch of items when I get it. For the next and last dungeon of this arc. Is this it? No. What the crap? I mean, this is a good song. There it is! Where the hell was this earlier? Whatever. Ahem. You know, I feel like that might be one of the reasons I don't like roguelites. Rogues. I'm just gonna call them rogues in general. Just keep replaying until you get it right. But... okay. No, I'll actually tell you the real reason I don't like rogues. It's because once I win, once I do my first successful loop, I'm done. I did it. I'm good. And I know that's kind of the antithesis of what you're supposed to do, because you're supposed to then, you know, keep going and keep mastering it. Try different builds, try different routes, etc., etc. And I'm just like, nah, I'm good. I love how Luca, Kalka, and Brina all have mana. They can't cast anything. It could be, but well. Like, I'm trying to think of any rogues... Oh, Bans use MP, you're right, you're right. I'm trying to think of any rogues where I actually enjoy playing after having beaten it. I'm not coming up with much. Speaking of bosses, wish me luck. A wall? What are you hiding? I've always disliked that it's pulsing in the DS version. Whatever. Okay, so... Dancing Dagger, yes. Ah. There we go. Maiden's Kiss? No. Echo. There we go. That's true. I've replayed Diablo 3 a bajillion times, but I don't think that counts, if that makes any sense. That's like saying Final Fantasy VI is a rogue because I constantly replay it. Because that's the mentality, right? It's just, it's FF6. I like replaying FF6. Having said that, I think something like D3 or D2, for that matter, is probably as close as I'm going to get. I would very much hesitate to call D3 a rogue. Like, there's nothing really roguey about it. Okay. I don't have bio. Of course I don't have bio. Is this guy weak to... He's weak to nothing. Okay, he's weak to nothing. Yeah, exactly. Comfort games. That's feels a little different than... League. So we're just gonna let this ride. Hope for the best. Yeah, the level caps don't help anything. You know what? Hang on. Come on. No! Damn it! I have no Phoenix Downs. I was trying to avoid that. Oh, this game is so good. You have no idea. Oh, she can't... I should have just done Unridia. Whatever. Let it ride now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm dead. We just lost our biggest damage dealer. Because I was greedy. Or we can win. That's actually cool. Really, I didn't need that experience. Woo! Yip, yip, ho, ho, ho. As the saying goes. I had to keep the Kingdom Hearts motif. And hi, Star Wars. The danging dagger. I mean... Yeah. Now here's the fun part. Now we just leave. That's the other reason this dungeon sucks, by the way. In the actual FF4 version, you cannot cast exit out of here because there's a cutscene that has to play when you leave. Or no, I'm wrong, aren't I? In some versions of FF4, you can do that. And it can, like, be glitchy, and you have to come back in to trigger the cutscene. Excuse me, forgive me. I don't know if you could do that on the DS version. Either way, they definitely want you to go back through it. Oh god. Imagine if all the trapdoors respawned. Okay. I knew in one of the versions you couldn't teleport out. I just couldn't remember. I can't even try now. Sorry, jotting down some notes. Forgive me. Forgiven us. I have just lost my primary healer, I just realized. So... we're just gonna walk out, maybe? Do I have a 10? Oh, thank God I have a 10. We're good. We're good. Okay, so let's go ahead and save. And I guess I'll turn the in-game music back on. I guess. Don't let me forget to unequip Kalka and Brina, by the way. No reason. No, I got the Dark Crystal. We can't even fight the boss unless I get the Dark Crystal. God damn it. There it is. Oh god, that would be awful. Imagine if you could fight the demon wall without getting the crystal. So you get down here, fight the demon wall. And then like, because you've lost track or whatever, you're like, alright, time to leave. Walk all the way out. Wonder why Kain hasn't done anything. I mean, I've done that before, too. Hello, baby bear.
Scary part of the show.
Are you chilling for the scary part? I am the scary part. Oh, I've been tickled. I can't be scary anymore. As is my want. Do you think I should open all the trapdoors and get destroyed?
I don't want you to get destroyed.
Yeah, I don't want to get destroyed either, but I mean, at the same time, you know, maybe it's a good thing. Because, see, I've heard from Texas that death is a good thing. Sure, Blade Tibble, hit me.
Oh, because then he won't bully. He's chasing you.
Are there seriously no encounters on the way out? This is weird. Who's there? Oh, hang on. Oh my god, Glacier Ball, that's terrible. Oh my god. I have recent memories, very fresh memories of why that is so terrible. Oh. For those of you in chat who do not know, or do not understand, the Marsh Cave is the worst dungeon in Final Fantasy I. It is also the first dungeon in Final Fantasy I. It is lengthy, absolutely filled to the brim with enemies that poison you, doesn't have very good treasure, and at the very end, you fight these wizards who, naturally, because they're named wizards, hit you like a truck. Oh, I forgot to unequip! No! No! Quit the game! Quit the game! Yeah, no, it's a huge walk to the nearest town. And it's one of those... Okay, we're right here. Whew. It's a huge dungeon. It doesn't have very good treasures. At the very end are wizards who, by virtue of being wizards, don't do anything other than just punch your teeth out. Like, they hit so hard that at the level you're supposed to be at when you first fight them, there's a decent chance they could two-shot you. Even your fighters. And it is an onerous trip to go all the way back to town to recover and recoup and buy things. There's a reason why the biggest piece of advice that was given all over the place back in the day was bring 99 potions, or whatever they were called back in the day, to the Marsh Cave. Okay, so get all my gear here. I wouldn't even care that much, but that's my only dancing dagger, you know? So let's go ahead and put that on her, so she has an attack now. A physical attack, of course. Although... And yeah, wizards are also a tile fight, so you can fight them over and over. I would agree, personally, that the Ice Cave is arguably a worse cave, like, review-wise or objectively or whatever. And I'm pretty sure I gave it more negatives than I gave the Marsh Cave. But the Ice Cave and the Marsh Cave both kind of suck. I'm actually turned around. Where the hell am I? This way, I think? Oh, God. This doesn't feel... Well, okay, whatever. Hey, Maze. We're still in hell. Still in hell. Still in hell. Still in hell. Yeah, the Ice Cave has much better loot, so it's a little more lucrative. Bingo, von Falkenstein. But, yeah, the Ice Cave also has much worse enemies and damaging tiles, and is a little more convoluted in its layout. And the boss has a chance... This is not a joke. The boss of the Ice Cave just has a chance to just kill you. Because he has, I think, 3 instant death attacks. He's similar to Astos in that regard. And he can just kill you. It's random if he just kills someone on his first action. Kain! Don't listen. Resist him! It's alright. I'm back in control of myself. Except he totally was lying. Rydia, what's wrong? I see you saved me the trouble. I love how they just keep periodically giving flashbacks to FF4 for the 0 people who are playing this who have not played FF4. So you're one of the last surviving summoners. You're the one behind what happened to the Eidolons. The likes of you don't deserve either the Eidolons or the crystals. Who asked you? There's one who's far more worthy of the crystals. Calca! Brina! Yep, ho ho ho! And they're dead. No, really. These ridiculous toys, what a waste of time. Now hand over the crystal. I won't let you have it. Maybe do something as to... Okay, whatever. Rydia. With this, all 4 dark crystals are back in our hands. Wait! Your lives are not my concern. This is the first time I've ever noticed the floor texture actually crawls up into the hole of the door there. Do you see that in the background? It's because this brickwork, this visual, was designed to be looked at an angle downwards. So if you look at it downwards, you can actually see like it like looks like it's going into the hole and like being covered by the shadow. But here it just looks like someone painted floor. Like it's one of those Roadrunner holes, right? It's not actually a hole. Rydia, are you all right? Look, what happened to the crystal? I'm sorry, Rydia. Yep, for the second time, arguably in a row, we have gone through this entire hellish dungeon for no reason. Oh, and Kalka and Brain are dead. Thanks, you two. You were kinder to us than we ever deserved. I'm going to repair you. I promise. I will make you stronger. Yeah, see here, it just looks like it's a path, right? It's going into the shadow, but anyways. Immersion broken. How many ore do we have right now? 3. I think that's enough. I mean, it is a camera problem. That girl didn't even pretend to take us seriously. Yeah, I'm gonna give several negatives to her at some point in the future. She didn't so much as lay a finger on the Falcon. Yeah, and she didn't kill us when she had the chance. So it's not even worth her time to kill us. Doesn't look like it. What is this conversation? Hey, Valerian. It doesn't even look like it's worth her time to kill us. And Valerian says, yeah, it doesn't look like it. Thanks, Valerian, thanks. Thanks for the... Well, we'll show her quickly to the overworld. Not yet, actually. Hold up. We'll do 2 things first. Actually 3 things. Thank God the airship is still fast. It's not a common thing, but I hate games that have a slower ship. FF8! Okay, I want a Tomahawk, I believe. 4 ore. Alright, never mind. I don't care that much. This is a point of no return, so we can't make that ever now. The Ragnarok's fine. That is not what I'm referring to, though, and you know it. Look! There's this stuff. FF3 kind of fell into this problem, too, because it's actually mandatory to use the Invincible for several sections of the game. And the Invincible... Most ships' speed is determined by miles per hour. The Invincible is hours per mile. Yeah, I know, right, Valerian? What's really frustrating is if you don't... Oh god, the balloon in Dragon Quest IV. If you don't, use the... If you don't use the Balam Garden to go do some optional stuff, you miss out. Like, it's gone. It's lost content. So the game actually encourages, / wants you to actually go and explore on that stupid hover bike. Okay, so first of all, let's buy some Phoenix Downs. a little bit of everything. Yeah. And just a few healing items. Okay. Damn it, Yada. Alright, I'll bite. What do you like about flying around on Balam Garden? I don't know why I added a D to the end of that. It's now Balam Gardened. It's past tense. The whole thing is, the city is past tense. Fine, let's go. Alright, so. Who's ready for a boss fight? I think it's not really a boss fight, but I'm curious how this is going to go. Where are we off to next, Luca? We'll head south until we reach the north coast of Baron. I don't want to flex my geography brain again. It's, you know. I'm sorry, this is important. I need to make this point. This is important. Going south will get you there. That is a true statement. It's a little small, but just bear with me, okay? So, here's the world map, right? Okay. So if you look at this, we're pretty much south middle. We're at a place called Agart, if you can see that label down there, okay? We need to go pretty much directly north to Baron Castle. Her solution for this is, and I quote, we'll head south until we reach the northern coast of Baron, which would involve going around, quite literally, the entire globe. This is even like an asterisk-y thing like what happened earlier in Theodore's scenario. Baron is directly north of us. It is the next most north thing. They won't expect us to sneak in from the rear. That doesn't make it better. I'm sorry. Also, there's no rear? Like, you're in an airship going against a nation which has airships. There's no rear. There's no unguarded flank. Anyways, what's that over there? A black chocobo. Just hanging out, I guess. Like you do. Callum? That's not Porum, whoever it is with him. It did look like a girl, though. Of course Palum's with a girl. That sneak. After all that sweet talk he gave me. I'm sorry, Luca. Anyway, so boss battle. Because, of course. Kalka! Brina! Oh, thank goodness. I'm so glad you're not hurt. What they does, but let's just know. Colored chocobos go back to, I think FF4 was the first one. Hey, Nordame. Kalka, Brina, stop it, both of you. That lightning strike. Their behavior circuits must have gone haywire. Okay. Luca, we can't keep this up. Don't lay a finger on them, Rydia. What? Okay, just let me deal with them. So yeah, this is a solo boss battle. Which is going to suck. Oh, that's great. What was this now? Yeah, can I at least heal with Rydia, please? Please? How do you know Tsunami? Why didn't you... How did you not have that magic for me minutes ago when you were in my party? Okay, we're good. I think we're good. I think we can endure this. Yeah, we're good. What's your special ability? I can throw a hammer! Oh. Luca. Cecil. Cannon fire! That's a good thing we're trying to sneak up on them. By going south, there's the enemy south of us, by the way. I don't know von Falkenstein. It's the Red Wings. They're yeah, there's just Red Wings everywhere now, Maze. That's not even a joke. This is like the third Red Wing ship we've seen after the last Red Wing ship was destroyed. We're losing altitude. No. They thought, what's the dumbest thing we could do? I've got it. Time for an emergency landing. Yeah, literally right where we just started. Ugh. Luca? Luca's dead. Luca. Cecil. Sorry. I'm okay. I'm a dwarf. We're built. Moms are tough. Luca. Rydia, are you a character? Asking for a friend. Kalka, Brina, I'm sorry. We took some serious damage. Do you think we can fix it? Just who do you think I am? Huh? I'm Sid the Airship Man. That's what they call me. Just let me at that thing. I'll get her back up in a jiffy. That's what your master would be saying right about now, isn't it? You're right. See? There you go. Pep talk given. Luca has gained 15 morale points. Luca can now use the Sid River Dance. Welcome to the village of Agar. Respect gained. You a dwarf? No. It's a bikini, okay? Mine's packed with monsters, so make sure you're prepared for battle before you go. There used to be an old man named Sid around these parts. He went into the mine all the time, actually. Mount Agard is a famous volcano around these parts. Miners have dug up all kind of material from its depths. They say an airship crashed west of the village. Have you been to see it yet? No. Listen, dwarves have a right to bikinis the same as everyone else does. Anything new? Nope. A couple of those, though. Something like that fresh overworld air, huh? I have 10 Phoenix Downs. If I need more, then I'm in trouble. I mean, I might buy more if I have any money left over, but I'm going to see what I can get here. What? Nasty monsters show up in the mine when the moon only shows its top half. If you're going in through the waning moon, prepare for the worst. Hang on, do I not have... I guess not. That looks navigable? I guess not. I'm suddenly reminded of all the rumors that used to circle around. All you have to do is go to the mine and the well in Agard and drop an elixir down it. And then you'll get the super secret ultra boss where Golbez joins your party for realsies. That was one of the most common types of things we'd see back in the day too, was people joining the party. Hey.
Another scary part.
Why are there so many scary parts? What are you watching? What's it called?
I forgot the name of the person who sold like YouTube videos.
Oh, got it. So you're watching garbage. Don't watch anything on YouTube, kids.
It's not manga.
Oh, good. Well, okay, it's okay then. Yeah, FF6 had a bunch of those rumors too. A lot of games did, really. There was a commonality. I think Ocarina of Time and Mario 64 were kind of the worst for that, but that was coincidence. That was just because of the era. Okay, final dungeon of Rydia's scenario. Holy God.
Manga doesn't have any scary.
Let's get... Ah! No! Let's try to
Manga
get your
doesn't
nose.
have any scary stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Her royal fluteness. And again, Leo was a temporary party member. Golbez was a temporary party member. Technically, Kefka actually has coding for being a party member in FF6. And the Imperial troops, because of Biggs and Wedge. Okay, before we do this dungeon, I think I'm going to cut off a little bit early. So I will actually have a second shift today. And why not? Oh, I have to now, Ross. I have to. I have to.